All right, welcome to the Boathouse Boys podcast. We have our second guest episode today with a local legend. The podcast is about Three Lakes, the people that live in Three Lakes, getting to know the people here, the community, and what's going on, and why Three Lakes is such a great place to live. So, Timmy, do you have anything to add to that?
I do.
Probably not, because I skipped the script.
You skipped the script here. Yeah. We have an incredible guest today, don't we?
We do have an incredible guest today.
A very incredible guest. But before we get to that, what's our Three Lakes Lake of the Week?
Lake of the Week is Long Lake. It's the northernmost lake in the chain, Three Lakes chain. It's 603 acres. It's full of muskie, pike, smallmouth, largemouth bass, occasional crappie, and your occasional white shark. It's the northernmost part of the chain. It goes into the channel that goes to the Eagle chain, and it's kind of the gateway to the Eagle chain.
And Boris, the Ukrainian.
Yeah, Boris, the Ukrainian eagle lives
The Ukrainian eagle.
If you want to stop by for a
Chad, are there really sharks in that lake?
There is sharks in Long Lake. That part, like Long Lake and Planting Ground, are very undesirable to live on.
Yes, correct.
People that live there are kind of suspect.
They are.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very.
So, Timmy, what's happening in Three Lakes this week? Anything fun?
Okay, here's what we got going on. Here's the Three Lakes news. Ready for this? A big kudos to the Downtown Three Lakes group for Friday night's summer solstice event a week or so ago. Merchants, street vendors, and spectators all had a fantastic time. I had a fantastic time.
I had a fantastic time.
You noticed that great cheese trailer there?
Yeah.
Cheese.
I like cheese.
With butter.
And butter.
And butter.
We're going to get to that later.
Also, the Three Lakes 4th of July Parade is just around the corner and promises to be a gala of epic proportions once again.
What?
A gala.
A gay pride?
Oh, yes. LGBTQ. This year's parade marshal is none other than longtime resident Merle
Patnode.
Yes, congrats.
And author.
And author. Are we in the parade this year?
We're not this year. Next year we're going to be in the parade. We did not have our shit together fast enough to be in the parade this year.
I got a car.
Scotty's in the parade.
Scotty's in the parade, just so you know.
Cheer for you, Scotty.
The lower chain Eagle River parade, 4th of July parade, is scheduled also. And the parade marshal there is Karen Kubacki Boxrucker, a pillar of the community.
Wait, they're the lower part of the chain?
Well, yeah, you go down into the Eagle
But isn't
chain.
it?
Did you say Darius Rucker?
But you get lower down into it. So we like to refer to Eagle River as lower.
Yeah, and there's less lakes up there.
Less lakes.
Yeah.
Less to do, less lakes.
Yeah.
Less
More water here.
And way more fibs. Lots of fibs. No offense, Gary.
Karen Boxrucker.
Hey, those are our friendly Illinois brothers.
Most of them are.
You said the word. Illinois.
Chicago.
Cubs.
Bears.
Walter Payton.
Bulls.
Walter Payton. Michael Jordan. Really?
Hey, Jordan was at camp here.
Was he really?
Yeah, Andy Meyer's Lodge.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Coach Ray Meyer.
Ray Meyer Lodge. Yeah,
Ray
I'm thinking
Meyer.
on muskie fishing.
my
Ray
God.
Meyer.
Ray Meyer
Came to that
Lodge.
camp?
Yeah, he actually thought about buying it.
Cheapers.
But it was too run down at the time. He
Yeah.
came to Three Lakes.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
No kidding.
Michael Jordan.
That's wild.
Wow.
Wow.
To all you kids out there, he is still a god over anybody else that played.
Hey, real quick,
Hands
I
down.
agree with you.
greatest NBA player ever?
Yep.
Will Chamberlain. No, Michael Jordan.
Jordan.
Michael Jordan.
I mean, the Jordan and LeBron.
Work those abs, guys.
Work
Work
those
those
abs.
abs.
Wait. Here's the Wilt's body count, though. He later down. Second to none.
He'd be a great guest, wouldn't he? But he gone.
He did.
He
Wilt is still-
gone.
Get focused here. The C&M Circus is coming to Eagle River next week or so, or something like that. What do you guys think of circuses?
They're
Super
scary.
creepy.
You go outside, middle of the night, you hear something. There's 3 clowns standing there. How do you like
Or
clowns?
an elephant.
And the elevator,
An
Tim
elephant.
Branch looking in your window.
I don't know. Congratulations to Three Lakes local Tony Hallman for the Governor's Service Award, recognizing his 20 years of service on the Wisconsin National Community Service Board. Impressive guy, and my neighbor on Hallman Road. The FORT program, which stands for Feed Our Rural Kids, has donated over 3,000 backpacks to the local students from Phelps, Northland Pines, and Three Lakes. Gotta love the
Forkers.
for their generosity.
Yeah.
Yes.
The big Forkers are big, generous people.
Hey, people with warm weather and summer here, that means the Three Lakes Aqua Devil Ski Show is in full swing every Wednesday and Saturday night at 6:30 on Big Stone Lake. Catch the amazing acrobatics of the Three Lakes Aqua Devils.
my neighbor across the lake, Brady Anderson, is the president of the club this year.
He's running the show.
Son of Chris and Melissa Anderson and brother of Teddy.
Fantastic people.
Teddy,
Yeah,
Teddy,
fantastic.
Teddy. Well, that's a wrap on the news to report this week. If you've got news to report, just give us a holler or call our hotline, which we don't have.
TBD.
Good luck. Yeah, maybe down the road.
We'll get one.
If we can sell this butter, we could probably afford it.
Yes.
Yes.
Gary, the
Well,
news?
the town got a little better a couple years ago when something happened. You guys know what it is?
Was something like new business came to town?
Yes.
Oh.
A restaurant.
Oh.
Starts with a C.
Caldwell's.
No.
Culver's.
Culver's.
No, that's in Rhinelander.
Oh.
You want to guess, Scotty?
One of our sponsors is
Clayton.
Clayton's. Heck yeah.
Clayton's offers a full menu of refined, delicious cuisine in a relaxed atmosphere. Daily specials, classy bar, seasonal stone patio makes it a must-visit for food lovers. And now serving breakfast and decadent pastries at Clayton's 1881 room. Check it out this summer. It's a fantastic place. Drinks are
Scott and
wonderful.
Ray, thank you for the one old fashioned here.
one. I'm going to
We
sip it.
appreciate
I'm going to sip it.
Yeah.
That
Great
one
pizza,
old-fashioned.
too.
Oh,
Great
really good
pizza.
pizza. Yeah,
Really
yeah,
good
yeah.
pizza.
It's really
Good
good.
people.
Decadent.
They're on a thoroughfare between Rangeline and
Yes.
Putting Ground.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yep.
nice.
Yep.
Second,
All right.
second longest dock on the chain.
Is that right?
Who's number one?
Their neighbor, Mark.
Oh, hilarious. One section bigger.
I have big dock envy.
All right. Ready to go?
Ready to go. It's a
This-
big reveal.
This is the
week.
moment we've been waiting for.
If you don't know who this person is, you have not been on Earth very long. Scottie Brandenburg of Scotty's Bait and Tackle is a local institution, fisherman, businessman, and all-around great guy. Welcome to the podcast, Scottie Brandenburg.
Hey,
Thanks, guys.
Scotty.
Scotty.
All right.
All right, so Scotty, let's get to know about you a little bit more. Where were you born and raised?
I was born and raised in Marion, Wisconsin, which is the north central part of our northern Wapaka County by Clintonville. So most of you that are traveling from Milwaukee or Chicago up Highway 45, you didn't do the thing with the Chicago.
Boo.
Chicago, that's a Chicago thing.
Have gotten a speeding ticket in Marion because
Oh,
it
yeah.
is definitely
Yeah.
the speed trap
hotspot.
of
Trap.
Wisconsin.
Wow.
It's 4 lanes of highway and only 55 miles an hour. Yeah, so I was born in Marion, born on a farm, moved to town, farmed till I was 27. Went into the marketing and advertising world.
Wow.
So I worked marketing and advertising for several of the largest window and home improvement companies in the state, and ended up in the Fox Cities until I wanted to move back to my hometown.
Cleo's is a good bar in the Fox Cities.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, with all the lights.
heck yeah.
Do you guys have a dairy farm?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was born and raised on a farm. I ended up farming till I was 27.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yes, Chuck Scott's was the last guest was raised on a dairy
We have
farm.
a farm theme going through
Heck
here.
yeah.
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 Well, they're good people.
You ever scrape
Clean-
the cream off the top of that?
Oh, that's how you get your butter.
Oh.
You let it run to the top, you turn off the agitator on the bulk tank, and then you can get the regular milk without that cream, heavy cream, out of the bottom spigot. And that's what my grandparents had for every single day.
Yeah, it's funny that
Wow.
Chuck had almost the exact same story.
Yes.
It's crazy, right?
Exactly.
James Birch, go buy a cow quick so next week we can talk about raising something.
Or you might be eliminated.
Eliminated. Gary, you have a
No,
couple of
you
questions.
missed one, Chad.
No, I thought he said he went to. He
What
attended
high school
Gary
did you go to?
Oh yeah, I attended Marion High
Yeah.
School.
God,
Marion
Marion
High
School.
graduated in '89.
The Marion Comets.
Mustangs.
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 Right, I like that.
Which is way better than when my parents went to school and they were the pigeons. Don't look up, they might shit in your eye.
The Marion Pigeons.
Yep.
There's a little piece of that.
Although we all
History.
know who Dick Bennett is, right?
Yeah, yeah. He's a Marion
That's-
Pigeon.
No, he was not
Coach there.
that was his first ever teaching career
Gotcha.
and
Yep,
coaching
yep,
career for
yep.
basketball.
wow.
Yep.
And back
I do know
then, the classes all were run together. There wasn't, Division 1, 2,
Right,
3.
right, right.
Sure.
And he had one of the best teams in the state.
Wow.
My uncle was on that team.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
Uncle
My uncle Bruce.
Bruce.
Uncle Bruce.
Yeah.
Uncle Bruce.
Bruce. So when you were growing up, what did you think your career path would be? Would it be on the farm, or do you think about advertising? Or
That's funny you ask. Because in 6th grade, one of our teachers that would make us look into what we wanted to do in life had us write a report what we were going to do, and he mailed it to us after we graduated.
Oh, that's
And I wanted to be an 18-wheeler driver. I wanted to be a truck driver.
Yeah.
Yeah. No way could I have sat in a truck and not talked to anybody for a day.
Oh my God, that'd be very
Break-
tough.
break one, Don.
Right.
Yeah.
What's the fishing report out there?
That's pretty wild.
That's cool.
You grew up on a farm. You must have had a big family.
I had 4 other brothers. I'm the oldest of 5 boys. My mom had my mom and dad were both families of 5, but my grandma, her family was like 11,
Wow.
and they were all farmers.
Yep.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Catholics.
What
No, Lutheran.
Lutherans.
That's why there's only 5.
That's
Yeah.
what it's like.
I thought it was 15.
That'd be
That'd be
25.
Catholic way back.
Yeah.
What lessons did your parents or guardians instill in you?
Oh, just
Hard work.
hard work and polite. As kids, you did not talk unless you were spoke to.
Okay.
And it wasn't strict. It was just don't interrupt
You knew not
the
to do that.
adults.
You wouldn't do it.
Right. And trust me, if there's anybody from Marion that's much older than me watching this podcast, they're going to say my brothers and I were kind of hellions. We moved off the farm, but we stayed farming.
Yeah.
And my parents bought a 5 and dime because in the early 70s, 5 and dimes were hot things.
Sure.
Yeah.
People went to town and you had market night. So we were in a town of 1,200 and there was 3 grocery stores, 2 hardware stores, boutiques and everything. And my parents bought a 5 and dime because my dad wanted to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Sure.
Unfortunately, it was at the end of that type and the main reason why, our cars and our vehicles were much better and you could drive 30 miles to Appleton and shop
Yeah.
There's a bunch of places, yeah.
by the end of the 70s.
Yeah.
Where before, you drove 3 miles of town from the farm and you did your shopping on market night.
Yeah.
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 And so then my dad spent like 35 years at a mill in maintenance.
Oh, sure.
So.
We have something in common, actually. When I grew up, we moved from Stoughton to Westfield, Wisconsin, and my parents bought out my Uncle Claire's real estate and bait shop
Oh, yeah?
company.
That's awesome.
And in the office where we were in the war, it made propellers for airplanes, wooden propellers back in World War One. Then they converted it in the whole town of Westfield to all artesian wells.
Mm-hmm.
So in the floor of the main floor of the office, they cut a 10-by-6 hole out. In the basement was a huge rainbow trout pond.
Really?
So kids would come in and put a nickel into the feed, and they would feed the fish.
Feed the trout.
So my job was to scrape the nickels out and take them. That's why I paid for my college. And then I also spent many days sitting in the basement with a giant fucking styrofoam container full of about 8 billion night crawlers and putting 13 into a thing.
Yeah.
I hated it. I mean, there were like worm orgies in there and stuff. You had to peel them apart. Oh my God, it was disgusting.
That's a great story.
That's
Did
awesome.
you steal the nickels, or that was your job?
No, I had to scrape it. I had to clean the fish tank, so I had to scrape all the trout shit out of the thing. And I got the nickels in
Is that
exchange.
back in the time of wooden nickels?
No, they were actually the
Buffalo.
silver nickels. Actually, silver nickels.
Buffalo nickels.
Buffalo nickels.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they would
Buffalo
float.
nickel.
They would float.
Buffalo Trace, Buffalo nickels.
Mm-hmm.
So we do have something in common. I hate night crawlers this day.
Moving right along, I heard you have a pet that's pretty important to you.
I do. His name is Bourbon.
Bourbon! Shout out to the bourbon.
Yeah.
I'm going to drink a beer.
I'll
for
drink to
bourbon.
that.
Bourbon.
A Brindle, right?
I met
He
Bourbon
is-
in the store one day.
Yeah. So I've always been a dog fan. I haven't had one for years. And a friend of mine had an accidental litter. So she had a purebred brindle-colored American Bulldog and a purebred search and rescue bloodhound. And she took the 1-year-old pup in to get spayed, and the doctor says you can't spay a pregnant puppy.
Uh-oh.
So she ended up with 10 puppies.
Oh my gosh.
And she wasn't looking, she just wanted to make sure they went to good homes. So for $50, I got the best dog in the world.
Oh, that's awesome.
Although he grew a lot bigger than he was supposed to.
He's a big dog.
He's 83 pounds
Oh my
right now.
God.
And-
Looks a little intimidating, but
yeah, but yeah, I love you to death.
Yeah.
And-
You come on the boat with you when you fish?
He has not been on my boat yet.
do you know anybody that has a dog that they take on a boat?
Oh yeah.
Dogs can't cast it that far, I found.
Yeah. Bosco can. When did you first get into fishing? When did fishing become a big part of your life? Or were you always a
Actually,
fisher?
always. Yep.
Fished on the river.
No, we had Marion Pond was a half a block from my house when we moved. When we moved to town, I was only 5 or 6 years old,
Yeah.
and by 7 or 8, I was that kid that was. If I wasn't at the Cannon Park playing baseball or football with all the very tight knit group of kids,
Yeah.
I was at the ballpark or I was at the lake fishing, or swimming, and then get hot, get out, fish some more.
Yeah.
And it was bass and panfish galore.
What heaven? It's heaven.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, you drive through towns nowadays, you don't see any kids outside. They're playing those stupid video games, and there's no kids outside playing, Ring Alevio or whatever you played at night, kick the can.
Yeah.
You don't
Oh,
do
yeah.
that anymore.
Yeah. Right.
Stick
Kick the
ball.
can.
Stickball, like back.
Midnight-
That's more of a southern state type
Yeah.
of game.
Midnight
Well,
Ghost.
Actually,
Oh, go, yeah.
7 steps around the house.
yeah.
Did you play football in high school?
Yeah. Yeah.
You had
Offense and defense.
You had
'cause
your
we were
hand.
a
You had
small
your hand in the
team.
dirt, didn't you?
I did. Yep. Yep. Yeah, definitely.
Both sides
That's
of
a
the
very
ball.
coaching type thing to say, Tim.
Well, when you see a kid, I coached football once or twice, and you'd see a kid and they'd say off the huff, off the hoof, his hand's in the dirt. That kid.
In defense, you had both hands in the dirt, and in
Oh, yeah.
offense, you had one
Yeah,
hand.
yeah,
in
get off
dirt.
the ball. You got to get off
Yeah.
the ball. Anticipate, get off the ball.
Yep.
Is there a significant other in your life that you want to tell us
There
about?
is not.
There's not.
Bourbon.
Other than
Bourbon.
bourbon.
Other than bourbon.
Other than bourbon. Okay.
Bourbon.
Well, that's
Bourbon.
good. Bourbon.
Not that I'm not looking.
We have an eligible bachelor here.
We'll set up the Tinder profile later tonight. It'll be good. It'll be all good.
But as serious, the last 3 years I stuck 100% into my business, and
Yeah.
I really
It's
haven't
busy,
been
yeah.
looking.
Well, I think it really shows. Me and everybody, that's the place to go. I just love when I stopped in the other day just to verify everything.
Yeah.
There's 3 guys in there, just sitting there talking fishing.
That's awesome.
Yep.
And they're just having, and then I walked in like, what the hell's this guy doing here? Joe Miller, I think was.
Oh yeah, Joe Miller.
Joe Miller.
Yeah,
You
Joe
said,
Miller's a
who's
good
this guy?
guy.
Yeah, Joe Miller's got my
I know
dream
Joe,
car.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
a Brookfield guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, good guy.
Joe Miller, that's Big Al Erickson's partner in
Yep.
Muskie League.
That's
Yep.
right.
Oh,
I
Big
believe,
Al.
I
Yeah,
believe.
I think
Big
so.
Al.
I think Big Al got his tooth fixed this winter. He can't take it out anymore.
That's a hockey thing. He's a hockey guy.
He's a hockey
He's a
guy.
hockey guy.
Yeah, you
bet.
can tell he played before
Yeah.
the masks.
I saw him today. He was all proud he caught a muskie,
Did he?
32-incher.
That's
Nice.
okay.
Said, I got slime. That's all I need.
Yeah.
Is get a little slime on my hand because it's been few and far between out there.
A lot of shorts. A
Yeah.
lot of shorts.
Last week there's a skunk in the
It
league,
was. There was shorts caught, but there was a skunk. It also rained and poured like crazy.
That was a bad night to fish.
I fished till 8:30, and my partner was fishing barefooted because that's just a Kirby thing. And he finally looked at me in his Kirby rough voice. He says, "Kid, I'll pull the pin when you're ready."
That's what
And-
the big Ukrainian.
And I said, "I'm ready."
Has there ever been a lot of? Has there been many nights in Muskie League that have been a skunk?
You get one or two
Yeah.
Do you?
a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I suppose league a lot of people catch a lot of shorts.
A lot of shorts because we do 34 up in Eagle River. They do 30 inches,
Oh.
and so
See,
That's a big
the,
thing.
The lower chain.
right
The
that lower chain that
lower
yeah
standards.
yeah
Lower chain.
I can't say anything. My team up there is in first place.
Yeah.
They're great fishermen and
Yeah.
women.
And you don't
Oh,
want
yes.
to talk pejorative about a place there.
Right.
You're right.
Now they're buying bait from you.
I have a lot of fishermen up there that come to my bait shop,
Yeah.
even though there's 3 in town,
Yeah.
and I appreciate each and every one of them.
Absolutely.
That's a big deal.
No ownership up on the corner there.
Yep, and that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Now somebody will talk to you.
Because we all, somebody that won't watch you like you're stealing.
Well,
I love a pocket full of minnows. I think that's I just love the way it feels.
Your pants are
No, just happy to see you.
Happy to see me.
Hey, I walked in with those worms.
That is a worm.
My doctor says he's got medicine for that.
I got a question because I'm a newbie to the muskie fishing thing. I'm fully invested. Thanks, Mike Witt. But is it good to fish in the rain? Is it good fishing?
Yeah. As long as it's not super hard pounding,
Yeah.
that will drive fish deeper. So generally, you're not fishing shallow.
Okay.
In weeds, they will get into weeds to get out of that sound. That
Oh.
sound will deaden,
Yeah.
or they'll go off to deeper.
The
But they
fish
still got to
whisperer.
eat.
Yeah.
They still have to eat.
So you need one of those underwater baits.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, listen to Mike Witt. Listen to Mike Witt.
Are fish attacking your lure to eat or attacking it to
Both.
get it out of there?
Both.
Chase it out of the way.
Like territorial, you mean?
Oh, yeah.
So there is what we call a reaction strike, which is if that fish is laying in ambush, or if it's actually swimming along. You can actually sight fish and see a muskie swimming through the shoreline. It's actively feeding if it's swimming across the shoreline. And you can drop a bait within a foot, 6 inches of the, preferably right next to the side of the head. They will reaction strike. But when they're laying in the weeds, they're waiting to ambush something. If they're moving and you're marking fish in deep water, and they are moving and following bait pods, that's another. They're eating because they're hungry.
Oh. I don't know anything about it.
Is that live scope? Does anybody use live scope?
Yes. Yep.
Not allowed in our league, is it?
Not allowed in our league. Not allowed in most tournaments.
How do you know if a guy's using it or not?
Live scope. I think live scope is great. I think it's great for guides to put their clients on fish.
Gotcha.
I think it's great to find fish. However, I think with live scope and more people using live scope, I think that the panfish limit needs to go to a 10-10-5.
Oh, I get you.
So they cannot sit and take 25 crappie out of big
Almost
lake
stealing 'em, right?
every
five
single
gallon
day.
bucket of crappie
Right.
coming out of there every
Right.
day. 'Cause
Because it's literally, you literally see the fish swimming and you know where they are, and it even tells you how far out they are. You know, it's like,
Is it a camera? I don't know what it is.
it is such an advanced radar that it,
360
yeah,
sonar,
no,
right?
360 is different.
Okay.
Totally different.
Yeah.
360
Ah.
is 360
We're gonna
is
learn.
side imaging all the way around in 360 degrees. It's just like your normal side imaging, but it's all the way
okay.
around and has a constant radar going around. Live scope is forward facing. You have to direct it, and you can look for them.
Like a
and
cone?
it is, yep,
Oh, certain-
yep,
okay.
correct. And so it is so detailed and so fast that you can actually see the fish
No way.
going through the water. And you can pick out the fins and everything.
Can you point it?
You can point it,
Yeah.
yes. So you either have it mounted on your Minn Kota or
Yeah.
your trolling motor, whatever you're using, or you actually have it mounted to the side of your boat and it's got a handle and you spin it looking for these
No
fish.
kidding. Like the old spotlights on the truck. With the
Right,
handles.
correct.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, when you're sniping a deer, right.
Right.
It's
Who's
the
done
same
that?
idea.
Who's
Yeah.
done that?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't
Maybe
either.
a
I
little-
just heard that.
I
they
love
do that.
venison.
Maybe a hand can come out with the net and just grab the fish. You don't have to do this. Right?
Right.
Gary, what is your shirt about? What is that shirt?
Riffle.
Riffle, rip its face off. Mr. Muskie,
Rip
set that
its
hook and rip its frickin'
face
face
off?
off.
Yeah.
Riffle. You got Riffle gear on. Oh, the hat and the shirt.
Yeah.
Sponsored by Riffle.
Oh, thank you.
You need beer? Anybody need beer?
Sure.
Good.
Yeah.
Sure, I need beer.
So
I don't need
How
a
did you
beer.
get into the bait shop? How did that happen? How did that even happen?
So how I got in the bait shop is I have been coming up the Three Lakes for over 25 years. Some of my best friends live on Virgin Lake. And Bob the Builder. A lot of people up here know Bob the Builder, Bob and Laura.
Bob Borick?
Bob, no, he's on the
Oh, I know
south end.
Bob.
Yep, Bob
And,
Robinson.
Robinson.
Yep.
Bob the Builder, Bob Robinson.
Yep.
He just built a garage.
Oh yeah, yep.
Looking at building something for me at some
Yep.
point.
No, Bob the Builder is a good friend of mine, Bob and Laura. And so they started out, they bought a place on Virgin in 87. And long story short, it was part of the girls' camp. And they were fixing up our high school superintendent's house that they had just bought on Virgin.
Wait, is that why it's called Virgin Lake? Because the girls' camp?
It's actually called Virgin Lake because, and this is in the.
You look shocked. Why did I think of that?
Oh my God, that is great. So the real reason the real reason it's called Virgin Lake is there was a U.S. Postal Service officer back in the turn of the century of the 1900s, and he had a route that went from Green Bay to Superior.
Okay.
And as he came through here, this was one of his camping areas or stopping whatever on the trail, and he met an Indian maiden. And this is no lie, it's in our historical book. And he married this girl named Virgin. That was her Indian name.
Yeah.
And they settled on Virgin Lake and named the lake Virgin.
Got it. Beautiful lake.
Yeah. And so we would come up, me and my pro muskie partner back then, Lowell, we would come up and we would fish with Bob 60 days a year or more, to the point where we helped do some of their stuff on their house to help do. Part of our payment was Bob had like 15 to 20 accounts to do lifts and docks. We'd come up in the spring, put them in.
Yeah.
In the fall, we'd take them out. It was part of our payment for
Yeah.
staying at their house.
Sure.
And so we got in on some of the best musky water in the world, Virgin Lake. And I had a love for this place.
Is the Indian lady still there?
No, maybe spiritually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We could, have some kind of sweat.
That's
kind
her
of-
spirit.
Did they change? Did she have to change her name then after they got married?
her first name. So it would be, whatever his first name was, like Virgin Banger, whatever.
I'm no longer virgin. Don't call me that.
Call me Virginia.
Yeah, so back to where we were going to, what brought me up here was that. And so I was sitting at Bob's mom's place, which is on Spring Lake,
Yep.
right, real close to you here,
Yeah.
right off of, right up on top of the hill.
Right across the
Yep,
street.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we were watching tip-ups from her house, drinking coffee.
Ballum?
Yeah, Ballum Road.
Gotcha.
Yep. We were drinking coffee, and Bob's mom says to me, Scotty, what are you doing nowadays? I said, well, I'm working for DuPont Cheese. I moved back from the big city. I got done with the marketing and advertising. It was very stressful for 19 years. And I'm doing cheese. She's like, oh my gosh, we can't get any good cheese up here. I said, anytime we get to Shawano and Marion, we buy a bunch of cheese and bring it back.
Sure.
And my brain just started, I found a niche.
Oh.
So I took a bunch of money out of the bank. I bought a brand new enclosed trailer, had a $8,000 refrigeration unit put on the front, and glass sales doors, and I decided to come up here and work on Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays, and Mondays, and then go back and work during the summer, and then went back to work for DuPont. So one of the guys that let me in at that time was the second owner of Joke and Joe's, which was Bob.
Yep.
He was a different character, to say the least.
Spiritual.
And he was not trusting, but he knew that I brought people into his parking lot with that trailer.
Yeah.
And then Nelson's Ace Hardware and Eagle River invited me to, and that was amazing. They are amazing people over there.
I love that store.
Yeah, he was naval.
I have never walked in that place one time, and I try to stump them. I not even things I'm looking for. I try
Yeah.
to give them the most random thing.
Yeah.
Aisle sticks.
Yep,
How do you know that?
right.
Free popcorn.
Yep, free popcorn.
Yeah.
And so, and then we did St. Germain's Flea Market, which we did today. So my day this morning started at 20 after 4. We left my house at 5. I picked up sourdough, because that's a new thing at this bait shop.
I gotta get some sourdough.
Oh my gosh.
You get sourdough at
What time did you
Scotty's
start this morning?
bait shop.
420.
Mike, did you hear that? It was 4:20 this morning. Mike.
Gary, what do you say about 420? What were you doing at 420?
I was awake, actually.
I was too, because I've got 4
Gary
grandkids.
doesn't know 420.
Well, Gary knows 4:20.
Better than all of us.
Wrong answer, Scotty.
I'll drink to that.
Where are the Cheetos, anyways? So anyway,
Right
Yeah,
behind you.
so
I got 4 grandkids at my house. I was awake at
so-
420.
I found a niche, and then I started helping Bob out, like on Sundays. He's like, you want to work? We're 8 hours. Yeah, I'll work. Well, then we got to the COVID year, and he started a second Joke and Joe's in Merrill, which is his hometown.
COVID.
Yeah. And so he asked me to quit DuPont and work his store.
Interesting.
So I ran his store, and for 2 straight years he offered this store to me. Here it is. And then COVID, he was like, Scotty, here's the best price I can do. It's yours, it's yours, it's yours. And so I wish I'd have bought it pre-COVID, because COVID, and this is not a boo thing.
No, I'm not going to do it.
It was an
I won't do it.
outside, you had to be outside. I set up more families that were our age right here
Yeah,
with
right.
teenage kids or
Yep.
kids just out of school.
Yep.
And they hadn't fished since their dad took them fishing when they were 10 years old, 30, 40, 50 years ago.
Yep.
And they came in and bought everything they needed.
Everything.
Just like the UTVs, just
Boat
like the
sales.
boats, just like
Yeah,
campers,
yeah.
because you could do everything else.
Yep. You
I
couldn't
would-
get it. You couldn't get a UTV.
Right,
You could not
for
get
like
one.
4 years.
Yes, they're like in a back.
I bought one in 2018 and I still got it and I'm good with it. But
What do you got?
A Can-Am.
Yeah. Nice.
And so he kept offering it to me, and so I worked through that COVID year. Came to November. I think I could do well here. More people, more locals were coming in because I was working and he wasn't.
Yeah.
Right.
And so I gave him a full offer. Shook hands on it.
Oh,
He's like,
nothing signed?
nothing was signed at the time. I said, I'll get the paperwork done. And I said, I will even cover closing costs. And he dragged his feet from November. And then in February, I finally gave him an ultimatum. Because he had the paperwork, he wouldn't sign nothing, he wouldn't talk to my lawyers, he wouldn't talk to my bank.
Why not? You didn't want to get.
He didn't want to. He wanted me to stay working for him because
making
I was
good money.
making him money.
Oh, yeah.
a lot of money, I'm sure.
And so what happened was I gave him an ultimatum. I said, the bank has already approved me for a different building in Eagle River. I will start a full service cheese. And I still may do this. I've been looking for a place on Wall Street
Yeah.
because my brother wants to move up here and his wife.
Sure.
Ah. What's his
And,
name?
my brother is Todd.
Todd
Yeah,
Brandenburg.
he works in the shop for me on weekends.
Okay.
Check them out.
But he doesn't want to do bait, but a Wisconsin product shop. So we have such a strong following with our cheese nowadays, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like today at St. Germain, we probably sold 500 blocks of cheese.
Vidalia onion cheese.
Vidalia.
shit.
That's
What
a
about the butter?
huge seller.
Butter?
You
Yeah,
like
the
Vidalia
butter.
onions?
Yep, butter.
Fantastic.
Oh,
bucks.
oh, easy.
What is today? Tuesday.
It's a Monday.
Monday. Day like
Wow.
any other day.
Yeah,
Holy cow.
and so
It's a lot of cheese.
yeah, it's really cheesy, but it's good.
It's good.
Try the butter.
I wouldn't string you along.
Hey, you missed the button.
Oh, that might be joke of the day,
Hit the
Gary.
clapping button.
It took a lot to monster that up.
One
What'd
more.
you say?
Took a lot to monster that up.
Oh, that's
That's
good.
another cheese joke.
You should see it when we talk about the whips.
Oh, those jokes are a little cheesy. All right.
They are. Yeah. So then I gave him an ultimatum to it need to be signed by April 1st or
Yeah.
I'm leaving.
Right.
I found out through other locals that he had actually contacted them to see if they would manage the shop for him because he had a second one
Oh,
in Maryland
no
he had to
way.
run.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I remember talking.
And
to
so
that guy.
on April 1st, I officially became owner of Joke and Joe's. However, he kept the name. Now, I knew Joe Casper, the original Joe. I'd been coming up here for 25 years.
Yeah.
I personally knew Joe Casper. You know, you'd go to the bait shop, you buy bait for him, you go fish all day, and then you'd end up at the OV or the Legion, and he would be there and he'd buy you one because you bought stuff.
Joe.
Sure.
Yeah.
Joe.
Yeah,
Pretty
Joe.
cool.
Joe. I remember him too.
Yep. And so I officially took it over on April Fool's Day, and 3 years ago, I'm on my 4th full year. So
Nice.
that's how I ended up.
Well, if you took and had to buy a drink for everybody that bought some from you, you'd be broke.
I would be
You'd be broke.
broker than I am now.
Where are we at in the flow?
Well, you kind of
covered
covered
a lot of
ground.
it, yeah.
That's great.
I think we found out how he wants to own a bait shop and everything. I think Gary's
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
If you ever
Well-
want to fish, don't buy a bait shop.
Right.
I did take a little more time off this winter to fish, and I took a little more time off in the spring. But people expect you to be there when you're the face of the
Well,
business.
I had a bar and restaurant way back in the day, and
I did that too.
people came in because you were there. They
Yeah.
want, in a small town, they want to see the owner. They want to buy a drink for the owner.
Yeah,
And if your truck's not there, they drive right by. It's true.
it is. It is
Yeah.
very true. So many people walk in the door and say, "Where's Scotty?"
Yeah, I do.
Because I have cameras in my house,
Yeah.
so if I am in my house, I will turn up the volume and
Yeah.
I'll listen.
Yeah,
And hey, Scotty around? Oh, where's Scotty? Scotty ain't working today?
I've done it 3 times where
I
probably your
can't
brother
be
walk
there.
out.
Can't be there all the time.
Cat's
guys.
out of the bag, pal. Every time you see me,
That's another
every
reason
other
I'm
time I
single.
don't.
That's another reason I'm single.
I don't even want it. I don't
Yep.
need anything. I just come to see you.
Send me a picture of your boat and if you can clean fish, and we're good to go. I'm looking for a female that has a nice
Okay, female
Nice.
boat.
boat. Clean fish. I like
Fisherman-
Hold on. Female
and
smells
must
like
wash
fish.
dishes.
Boat.
Must wash
Come
dishes.
on now.
Boat.
I love cooking. I can cook,
I do too.
Oh.
but I hate the dishes.
Me too. We have my wife and I have a deal. I cook and she does the dishes.
Oh, dude, I need to find
It's
your
awesome.
wife.
We need to get fishermen's fisherwomenonly.com.
No.
Fisher,
I have a
not
deal. I
farmers
cook
only,
and clean,
fisherwomenonly.com.
No, I'm just kidding. My wife does everything.
Nice.
She's a saint.
So you kind of alluded to working for 17 years before the bait shop.
I was in marketing and
Marketing and
advertising.
advertising.
Yeah.
Propeller.
No,
Anderson?
no. Advanced Home Technologies gave me my start.
Colby and Colby.
No, I did. You know Colby and Colby. Advanced Home Technologies out of Clintonville gave me
Oh,
my
AHT.
start. AHT. Yep. It's got the window guy.
Scott the window guy.
Yep.
Oh, Jesus.
Yep.
Got the window.
It's all coming
Yeah.
full circle.
And
It is.
unfortunately, when we were in the third year of over 8 million installed, they fired all the top people.
Oh,
Well, that's always fun.
Yep.
Wow.
So the head of production went out the door, the head of marketing went out the door,
I think we
and the head of 6 months
Do that
later, the head of
over
sales went out the door.
Unbelievable.
So the head of sales got
Yes.
offered a window dealership, and he called me up, and I was working for GM at that time. And he called me up and he says, "Hey, I got a deal for you. They offered me this such and such window. I'm going to start it in Menasha. I want you to do my marketing and advertising. Let's meet at Seymour Hotel. We'll have a steak and bring what you need to work for me." So I wrote out a proposal, and I went to work for him for many years. And that was very lucrative. We actually moved from a building that we leased to a building that we owned on Frontage Road in the Kaukauna. And we did matter of fact, one of the guys lives on Springland Road. One of our salesmen at the time, his family's had a place on the opposite side off of Military.
oh sure.
Yeah.
Nice.
And so, yeah, everything always connects the Three Lakes.
Absolutely.
It's weird. It's like Kevin Bacon of cities.
Yeah.
It's awesome. That's awesome.
Amazing.
I like it.
Speaking of bacon,
Yeah.
we have 2 different cheeses with Newski's bacon in it.
Oh, wow.
That's funny because when I travel every week for work, I'm always somewhere in the country, and people on the menu call out Newski's Bacon if they have it on their
They
menu.
do.
All over the country.
I've seen it in
Crazy.
New York. I've seen it in D.C. I've seen it in Vegas. Yep.
It's the
that
best
great
bacon.
bush chicken.
We've got some great bacon down in Port Washington, where I'm from. Bernie's. Bernie's bacon.
Never heard of
I'll
that.
bring you some up. You got all kinds of flavors.
I do know Port Washington because we used to smelt fish back there
Schmelt?
in the 80s. Smelt.
You used to schmelt.
Yeah. If you smelt it, you dealt it.
Delta.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I got some good bear sausage in the house. I should get some bear sausage. That would be good.
Should we get a pause?
No, it's
No, just- all right, I got to ask you, how did you mix bait, cheese, sausage, and correct me if I'm
Butter.
wrong, sheds,
Yeah.
butter sheds? Somebody I know is looking for a shed. My neighbor bought a shed from you, Jeff Dulac.
Yep.
Loves it. But somebody, how do you mix? How did you just? You're like the Buckies of Three Lakes. You go through.
Oh my
you don't
god,
even
that
have
would
it
be a
all.
good T-shirt.
The Buckies of Three Lakes, huh?
That'd be a good one.
I think we're here.
So the one thing you have to do as a businessman and to survive in a spot where everything is like where I grew up, I can still to this day go get a burger and fries for under $10.
Yep.
I can
Not
get
Three Lakes.
a
No.
pint of whiskey and water for $4.50.
Yep.
That's where I grew up.
Yep.
You move up here, you get a burger for $18.
A cheeseburger.
Yeah.
With fries.
How do we?
No,
how do
not
we-
with
No, it's
fries.
extra.
No fries.
They threw you get a few
No
chips,
fries, bro.
Yeah.
and it's not deep.
That's a
fried
town that I
homemade.
grew up in too, with
Right.
the Thirsty
I know,
Beaver.
I know right where
Yeah.
Westfield
It's-
is.
They have great bars downtown.
Absolutely.
We talked this last week too. This is a town that's weird because it's not an old downtown bar. You can get a pint of beer and a burger. You know, like downtown.
You get
the old
good, there's
bar.
good cuisine.
No, there's no. I know.
I know,
That's
I
the
know,
nothing
I
gets
know.
claimed
It's good
for the
cuisine.
anything.
It's
Just
great.
Like an old
And they got
bar
to eat.
downtown.
They got to survive.
Jim's
Blah, blah,
Bar. Every town's got a Jim's Bar.
We would always eat at the log cabin or that cabin right
Yep.
there.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
blah. How do we fix that in Three Lakes?
Dan,
I'm already spread thin enough.
That's
You open up a
I
restaurant.
so
And so you
Something-
survive, you become the Swiss Army knife.
I am.
Oh, all right.
On-
The
on-
Buc-ee's
on-
of Three Lakes.
On top of that, even though when I farmed, I bartended.
Yep.
I like being on that side of the bar. If I'm sitting in a crowded bar like this, I am uncomfortable.
Right.
But I'm working the customers on this side of the bar.
It's fun.
It's
yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
You'd know it.
I love it.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Oh,
Bar owner.
I really loved it.
right. I managed bars, bar and restaurant. We would have so many people heading to Three Lakes and Eagle River that would stop by us for fish fries on Friday night. It was right on Highway 45 in Marion. It was called Prime Time.
Yep.
Before that, it
Highway
was
45?
Dino's. Yeah, right on Highway 45.
Yeah.
So I would get done farming, and I would go there and I'd bartend.
Yep.
And then when I went into the marketing and advertising world, I would still bartend. Then I ended up in the Fox Cities. I would bartend in Manawa, which is the home of those awesome mushrooms I
Yes.
sell.
Man,
Manuel mushrooms.
Manawa mushrooms.
Shrooms.
Yeah, shrooms.
Oh, I love
Yep.
shrooms.
where do they take you?
Ooh.
Anywhere you want.
Yeah.
You know what I
They're
used to-
not pickled. They're marinated, and they eat like a piece of sweet glazed prime rib.
Oh,
Oh,
I
Jesus.
love those.
I'm
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 gonna
not
have to
kidding
buy
you.
some.
I'm not kidding.
Gary,
I
it
should've
tastes like
brought 'em.
Christmas.
I should have brought some.
Oh,
Christmas
my
morning.
God.
Christmas morning.
Christmas
sweaty balls.
morning mushrooms.
Tastes like Christmas.
Christmas.
It's like
To the
Christmas.
store tomorrow.
Work your abs, work your abs, work your abs.
We actually
Work
have.
it, Chad. Work
we-
it.
we
Don't be
got-
lazy. Don't be lazy.
Don't be lazy.
Yeah.
Get your ass up. We actually have probably one of the best sponsor shout outs today, I think, right, Tim?
We do, but before we get to that, you wanted me to ask this
Oh,
question.
shit, I forgot, yeah.
You wanted me to ask this
I think
question.
it's important.
Any little advice? One piece of advice. You only get like 10 seconds because our sponsors are waiting for their shout
Okay.
out. Somebody wants to start their own business in Three Lakes. What advice would you give them? Besides, don't.
Find a niche that's not already there and is
Yeah.
tourism based.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
And that's no.
Sorges is for sale at a very reasonable price.
Sorges.
Daybreak Diner.
That's a beautiful
Right
place.
next door
I
to
just had
Scotty's
some.
Bait and Tackle.
I just had some potato pancakes there. They were.
I
Yeah,
took
excellent.
two of my daughters and their boyfriends and another friend there on Sunday morning for breakfast.
Yeah.
Wow.
I love their
How was
breakfast.
It was fantastic. The
Yeah.
Eggs Benedict is pretty darn good.
Yeah.
I mean, it was not like Bill's when Bill had Sunset. That Eggs Benedict was the best
Oh,
Eggs Benedict
Veggie
Bill
Benedict.
I've ever had
I
in my
liked.
life.
Veggie eggs Benedict I had over by Bill's at Sunset. Was
Veggie
excellent.
Eggs Benedict.
Veggie
But I'll tell you
eggs
that-
Or did you get done hugging a tree and go,
I did. I did. So I'm a heart patient. Oh, I don't know if you knew that. I'm a heart patient.
Okay.
Amy, I'm sorry. He's a survivor. We're all wow,
I'm a heart
wow,
patient.
wow.
But the meat lover skillet at Sunset is
Oh.
unbelievable.
I like
You should get
Sunset.
that
Yeah.
heart patient.
You're gonna follow me. I know a good doctor for you. Just keep eating that.
Once a
And,
day.
and I think it's time to get to our sponsor shout out because our sponsor gets kind of edgy if we
Survivor.
don't get right to it. Hey folks, if you ever find yourself wondering where can I score a good deal on minnows or worms, maybe the hottest lure, even where can I get some fine butter, cheese, or meats? Well, look no further than Scotty's Bait and Tackle, located at 1674 Superior Street in beautiful downtown Three Lakes. It's not your average bait shop. No, no, no. So much more. Live bait, minnows, worms, leeches, grubs, every kind of artificial lure you can imagine. Rods, reels, lines, hooks. If you fish, he's got it. Sheds, meat, cheese, you name it. Beyond that, Scotty has a killer selection of cheese. Now a wide assortment of meat and the best darn
Butter
Butter.
in the North Woods. Gary, say it.
Butter.
Thank you.
Butter.
Don't miss the cheese
Tried
curds
butter.
on Friday
And Saturday.
and Saturday. They're legendary. So a big thank you to Scotty's Bait and Tackle. Better bait for better people.
It's funny. My daughter just.
Hit the button.
Oh yeah. My daughter just graduated from Point with her master's degree.
The Harvard of the Midwest.
To Harvard of the Midwest.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we were at dinner with my parents, and my daughter was like, "Well, I'm the first Kravic in the family with a master's degree." My dad's like, "You're actually not. I am. I've been a masturbator for years." He said. But I don't think he
But
meant.
don't bump.
I don't think he meant that.
Right.
I thought he-
Yeah.
yeah. Both my daughters
Yeah.
were like this. Grandpa.
It's a clean joke.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
And now back to the show.
We ask our guests every week, but you kind of answered it already. How did you end up in Three Lakes, Wisconsin?
Yeah.
You kind of answered it. In
Yeah,
your
I did.
story.
Kind of,
and
but there's more.
It goes back a long way because on Lake Julia, there's a family called the Hiles that everybody's seen garbage trucks with the Hiles
Yeah.
mud flaps.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so that's the family, and they had a cabin on Julia. And back in the day,
I thought that was
farmers
the town
from
section.
farm kids would farm out the girls to be nannies during the summer. Be nice.
Super
This is my
hot.
mom.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Oh.
Farming
Way to
out
go,
for
Yeah.
I didn't know where you're taking
That
us.
So
puppies.
the Hiles, my mom was their nanny for their kids for 2 years.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
And in the summers, and they would come and she would stay at their place when they would be up here in
Oh,
Three
wow.
Lakes. So that was my mom's first trips up here.
Being up here.
Right, being up here. And then...
Was she pretty young?
Yeah, she was like 16, 17 years old.
Oh.
So she'd watch the
And that's
kids
what they
once in a
did. You know,
while.
you made money to buy your school clothes and stuff for school
Yeah.
because we're talking 60s here.
Pencils.
Your parents just didn't buy you the
You
stuff?
Oh, right. My mom's going to be
you the
77
Yeezys or
in
something.
September. My dad will be 78 this month. Yeah, so that's what you did because the boys worked the farm. And some girls did too.
Yeah.
But for the most part, this was a way to, you didn't have to feed them mouth all summer. And they could make money to buy their school clothes, whatever.
That's crazy.
Life was a
And
little
so my
simpler
mom
back
would
then.
come up here. Well, then some other family members would stay, which Kurt Krieger, the
Yeah.
editor from retired
Great
editor,
photographer.
that's awesome outdoor photographer. Yep. And so his parents would stay. His parents would stay at Big Stone Campground, and my mom would come up and watch Kurt, his brother, and his two sisters.
Oh, wow.
So we have always had ties up here.
Yeah.
It goes a little deeper, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Gary's on Big
That's
Stone.
what she said.
You're on Big Stone.
I am.
Yeah.
It's a lovely lake.
Wouldn't you like to go back in time in Three Lakes, Wisconsin? To when Carl Marty was here, and the Showboat was
Oh,
in full
yeah.
swing.
Show was
Little
amazing.
Chicken in the Woods restaurant there.
Yeah, the chicken in the wood shack on the corner.
Yeah.
I heard that
with the
bountiful,
with the outdoor seating, you know.
they had
Yeah.
bountiful breasts and meaty thighs.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Chicken Ranch.
That's
Sorry.
Chicken Ranch.
Sorry.
Do you
Yeah.
know they had famous people come?
Yeah.
To the
Bob
Oh,
Hope,
Bob
Van
Hope,
Droog,
Bill Murray,
Barbara
Yeah.
Mandrell.
Oh, Bill Murray was here all the time. I saw him dance on the bar at Mustang Sally's.
Come on.
Yep, on
Really?
4th of July weekend.
God dang.
Wow.
Those are
He'd
crazy.
probably still do it today. He'd do it right now.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
He sold his place.
No, that was actually his ex-wife's
Yeah,
family's
yeah,
place.
See the bush pilot?
Excuse me?
I don't know.
It was full bush pilot back then.
No, it was,
Probably, yeah, back then.
She was a
Weed
pilot.
whacker time.
Where are we? Okay.
Well, we're back into the fun section right now. So
this is our most fun section. I love this.
yeah, I
part.
did too. It's a rapid fire. So we're just going to ask you just a question and just blast out what comes into your head.
Favorite food?
Pizza.
Favorite cocktail?
Bourbon.
Favorite musky lure?
Oh, boy.
Hold on.
Smitty's jointed crankbait
Okay.
in Starburst.
What's the hottest fishing spot on the chain?
And what's the coordinates for that spot? Okay, you.
No, I can answer that. The hottest is Island Lake.
Yeah.
I love Island.
Yeah. I was in the store the other day, and you guys were talking about you
Backside of the
sold
island there. Backside of the island. That
That-
big flats. Aggressive
That's
flats.
nice too.
you sold a ton of something when I was in the store the other day. You said you're just talking to the guys, but you sold all these lures, some kind of a lure.
Oh, Hunsey,
That's what it was.
Banger Tail,
Yeah, Banger Tail.
and cranes. I sold
Banger.
in the last 3 weeks. I have sold 75 crane baits out of
That's
my
what it was.
store.
That's
How
what it
much
was.
was it? Like $20, $30?
Yeah, it's a 1999 bait.
Which he sells for $57.
I do not.
20
It's
cents.
1999. So
Tariffs.
yep, go ahead. We got to keep on the rapid fire.
Well, wait. Have you heard of the hog wobbler?
Yes,
Okay, because
You like the hog wobbler?
absolutely.
after our last
Truck
podcast,
stops.
I ordered 7 hog wobblers.
And I got one.
no, it's a good
That's a
one.
subsurface
I
bait.
didn't get one
Get
yet.
that little
It is.
moon.
I'll buy one from
Moon
you.
topwater at your place.
Oh yeah, and that is hot right now because anytime you see
Ducks.
baby ducks, baby loons, top water, it's top water season.
I got a hog wobbler baby loon.
Nice.
I caught a snapping.
It's actually on the pole
snapping
right now.
turtle.
I'm gonna show what it is.
I caught a snapping.
is. It's right there.
I caught a snapping turtle on mine.
Do you want me to, want me to bite it?
Yeah, put it to your mouth, Gary.
We just finished 6th at the Charlie Baker this weekend.
Nice work.
Yeah.
I had a great question for it, and I can't remember.
Chuck
what it was.
Stoss. There's my hog wobbler from Moldy's. Hog wobbler,
Yeah.
baby loon.
What was your least favorite subject in high school?
Math, but I'm good at it.
So just A lot of stuff
My wife's
like
going to
that.
be happy. She's a math teacher, former math teacher. We were both salespeople.
Here's the problem with math: is I did not have to do the work to know the answer, but they expected you to show your work.
Well, here's the whole problem. You know why?
Here we go
Do you know,
again.
do you know why
Here we go.
you do
Is there a
this?
yawn button?
Do you know
Nap
why
time, nap time.
they have you do the work for those? It's just to do the work. It doesn't, you might not use that. It's just the challenge that you can conquer. Everybody falls asleep. Hold on. Where is it? It's just so you can conquer the challenge that math provides to you, and later in life you'll meet those
Gary, hand me my
challenges.
pistol so I can kill myself.
Can we go for a swim?
You'll meet
4
those
syllables.
challenges and you can do it. Okay, here we go.
You want my
Gary,
35?
continue.
Favorite watering hole in the area?
Ooh.
It's got to be my favorite watering hole is Loop Tavern on Loop.
Yep. That's a great
Yeah,
spot.
it's good
Ah,
spot,
right
yeah.
by my
Good
joint.
people,
Yeah,
good
yeah.
people.
That's a great
Austin.
spot.
And then
Austin.
second, yeah, Austin.
One
This-
of our
this-
future sponsors, Tavern on the Loop, located on Highway 45 in beautiful downtown Three
My
Lakes.
second would be when in the region stop
Outside
at the
Three
Legion.
Lakes.
The Legion's classic.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is. It's
classic,
classic.
great place.
Classic was
Gary.
Shake of the day.
Unless we're in the lower part of the chain, then it's buckshots.
Buckshots, bucktails. No.
Buckshots,
Oh, yeah,
not
yeah, yeah, yeah.
bucktails. I've never.
You're
been
looking
to
in the wrong
bucktails.
place for the girl.
What about a holiday Hollywood crush?
Hollywood crush would have to be probably
Haley Berry?
Cameron Diaz.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
There's just
Can't
something
score
about
there.
that.
I've always wanted to something about marry her.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What about your favorite movie?
My favorite movie, probably nobody will ever even know.
I'll know it.
Kentucky Fried Movie?
Hollywood Nights.
No. I'm trying to think of the name of it. It is called. It's a wrestling movie. I wrestled in high school too. Dang it all!
Loud and
And it was in the
Loud and
80s.
Swaying.
No, it
It
wasn't.
was Patrick Swayze?
Oh my gosh!
No,
I
that's
can't
young,
think
but
of
it's a
it.
hockey movie.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Well, that's a good
good
movie
one.
too.
What wrestling movie? It was not.
Oh my gosh!
It's
And
Loud
it
and
wasn't.
Swaying.
It
We're gonna ask
wasn't
Little
even.
Richard.
It
That was a
wasn't-
great movie. That Loud and Swaying movie was a great wrestling
It was
movie.
Little
Vision
Richard.
Quest.
Vision Quest. Yes, that's
That's
the one.
that's
Vision
what I
Quest.
said.
Yeah, Vision Quest.
Loud
Yeah.
and Swaying.
Oh,
Vision
Loud-
Quest.
yeah, I know.
He
I
went
know.
up to wrestle
Yeah.
shoot.
Yes. Yeah,
The guy had a
wrestled-
fucking tree on his back, walking up
Shoot.
the stairs.
Yes, I
He had to
know.
wrestle shoot.
And then he was cutting so
Unbelievable.
much weight that he was
Nosebleeds.
bleeding. Yeah.
And the coach
Vision
said,
Quest.
"You're not going to do it." And he also climbs the wall with pegs. Oh, you can do it now.
You wrestled in high school?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Yep.
Did you see the movie?
I wrestled from third
so.
grade on.
Nothing. No sport teaches you humility more than wrestling.
I was a kindergartner through a senior wrestler.
Mono,
Especially when you're in
mono.
a singlet and you don't have a big. Oh, never mind.
It's cold in
Nothing-
the gym.
nothing.
Yeah, it sucks.
You're
Yeah.
still wrestling, aren't you? Still wrestling now?
I'm
That's
still
what I like
wrestling
better
now.
than two men rolling around in tights. It really pumps my nads.
Oh, I'm just glad that the girls didn't start wrestling until after I was out of school.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you put a fireman's carry on a girl?
Like a shocker.
Yeah.
The shocker.
Breakfast
Yeah.
Club.
Right.
Breakfast Club.
I have a friend, and Matt Decker, I apologize, but he got pinned by a girl in 5th grade. And it's
I have a friend that
traumatizing.
got pinned by a girl in high school.
That's rough.
Sorry, Brandon.
Several times.
Yeah, he
That's
maybe,
rough.
maybe
That's
he let her.
rough.
Actually, she was
Was
a
a
girl
wrestler.
I knew from Manawa.
Yeah.
I knew we were family friends, and she was a hell of a wrestler.
Yep.
And that's when I
Hard to get down.
All right. Hey, come on.
Okay, Tim, you're up. Tim, you're up.
Best advice you've ever received?
Don't wrestle a girl.
Yeah.
best advice I've ever received: treat people the way you want to be treated.
The golden rule.
Golden rule. Easy.
It's what we do.
Yep.
Easy.
That should be Three Lakes motto. It's what we do.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's a
It's
good
what
one.
we do.
It's what we do.
The golden rule.
Three
I like
Lakes.
that, actually.
It's what we do.
It's
I
what
like
we
that.
do.
The Buckies of the
Thank you so much. Hey, it's what we do.
Yeah.
One word that you think describes you.
Friendly.
Do you sing in the shower?
Yes, I do karaoke.
What's your hidden talent?
Karaoke?
Oh.
Happiness?
Wait. What's your go-to karaoke song?
What's your go-to karaoke?
Hootie and the Blowfish. Any
I
of
wanna
his-
wanna be with you.
Yep.
We gotta
Cause I'm tangled up in.
Wow.
We need a better
Wow.
soundboard.
Yes.
I know. We have customized. This is Gary's
We'll do that
soundboard.
later.
Oh, okay. Money, happiness, and health. Pick two.
Happiness and health. I've never had money.
I love it. I love it.
It's fun till.
All right, this is a question we ask, and we all, there's all very.
Oh God.
You can go on a trip anywhere you want in the world.
I'm out.
All you have to do is, they found this butterfly, most beautiful butterfly in the world. You have to rip the wings off of that thing. Would you do it, and where would you go?
First class. You go first class.
Alaska.
Yeah. That.
You're going to rip them off and go to Alaska?
Heck yeah.
All right,
Butterfly
all
can still
right.
walk
I
on
mean,
legs.
how many people put a pin on them and pin them to a piece
Yeah.
Those are ready yet.
No,
of?
not
Only because they
necessarily.
killed them.
Wait,
Hey, you know what? You know what? I agree with you. You're doing a good
Is there a butterfly muscular?
No, there's not.
Hey, what if
There are dragonflies.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay. Wisconsin beer or Wisconsin cheese? Choose one.
Jeez.
He
Cheese.
doesn't drink beer.
He doesn't drink beer. That's an easy question. Stupid question, Tim.
I
You know
used to be 540 pounds, guys, so I don't drink any carbonation.
what?
Yeah.
That's why.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. This is my last beer. Tell me the next one.
I'm gonna chew on this cheese and have one more beer.
Here,
That's
That's
butter.
butter. That's butter.
Oh, it's not butter, but I love
Go
this
get us
butter.
some bread. Make some toast.
I have.
Just make
I should make some
toast.
sourdough bread.
just get a knife.
I have a
You gotta-
sourdough
You
girl.
got to third that thing because I need my third.
Is she the one that goes to
Oh,
the
you
neighborhood
get it?
show?
You-
Or
no, you
the
must, you get it.
Farmer's market?
No, we'll do it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. St. Germain
State shower.
out there.
Woo!
Yeah.
Put a little salt on me.
Yeah.
Okay. it's
Okay,
good.
dinner with anyone. You get dinner with anyone, present, past, dead. Who would that person be?
Preserved.
Non-family.
Non-family.
But it can be a family if you really want.
Yeah, we can make an exception.
Because the last
It's our
guest had the
podcast.
great one.
It's our
Wow,
podcast.
that's crazy. It would be my. I'll tell you what. No, it is family. It'd be my brother.
Oh no.
Yeah. Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Hold on.
Scotty, you like the vending machine?
Oh heck yeah, that's awesome. But did it work?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, there it
Get
is.
it out of
What's up
sight.
for that? Favorite fish to catch?
Muskies.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
best.
Because
Chad, you got to ask this
because you
next
can
one.
catch everything else in the world, but a muskie catches you.
Yeah.
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 I mean,
Oh,
So-
yeah, we have a lot of good T-shirts tonight. That's a good one. What's the worst smell in the bait shop?
Dead minnows.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah.
When you're dating, definitely avoid that
Yeah.
if possible.
Unless
Sure.
she's got a boat and can clean fish.
If she can do dishes, yeah, nose clothespin, whatever.
Right.
Is your favorite bourbon Weller's?
My favorite bourbon is probably Angel's Envy Small Batch.
Oh, I got a bottle in
I
the
do
house.
too.
Oh, why is
It's
it out here?
unopened.
Oh, you know
It's
what's funny?
unopened.
I met the new guy that runs the retail part
get
of
one.
the boathouse, and he runs the docks. His name's Greg.
Yeah.
23-year Army veteran.
Yeah.
Great dude. Him and his buddies, they have a custom bottle of a barrel made, and then they all divide up the barrel with a custom bottle. They all drive to Kentucky, meet there, get their bottles, and they drive home like the Cannonball Run.
Wow.
And he's a really cool guy.
So Dan has his own barrel.
Dan, Brew Station Dan? We're Brew Station, Muskie fishing team. Just won trivia on Thursday night.
Sponsored.
Dan's got a. I'm trying to think of if
Brew
it was
Station,
Angel
one of our
Envy,
sponsors.
but he's got a barrel because he gave me when we were there last week. Was it last
Yeah.
week?
Damn it.
He brought me out a sip.
Do you know what? I'll tell you what, that guy
Good
has
guy.
done as much for Three Lakes in the last how many years as anybody.
Second to somebody that we know right here.
Oh, the lady at Muggs and Company?
Yeah,
I'm kidding.
And
I know
Deja
it's-
Brew, too.
Yes.
I love both of them places.
Oh, yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, Muggs is great.
What's one item that's in the shop that you could not live without?
Cheese.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Cheesiest bait shop in the nation.
You had
That's Charlie.
you did some preluding to ice fishing. Would you rather ice fish or summer fish?
No, summer fish.
Okay, and then here's the question. It's a lot of debate too, I guess. I don't know much about it, but lures or live bait for muskie?
No, it's lures all the way. It's
Yeah.
fun in the fall to do some sucker fishing,
Yeah, that's fun.
but it's lures.
You know. I know that we talked about when we had the meeting for the Muskie League in the basement of the Legion downtown. You said that you're sponsoring a lot of things. You're doing a lot of contests, but you also are you're taking over a tournament in the fall. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah. What's that about?
So for several years, R&M out of Eagle River, Justin had a soccer tournament that would be held on Three Lakes. I think it was only on Three Lakes, but it might have been Three Lakes and Eagle River. And so when Justin went out of business and went back to his regular job, people asked me to take it over.
Yeah.
However, because our township takes the buoys out so early, and in the last year that tournament
That's
ran,
a problem.
it's a better problem. We got it. I've worked with them.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah. The last year it ran, one of the guys took a lower unit off on Long Lake, up in the narrow, the rock bar. And another guy in a very, very expensive brand new Ranger didn't know that he couldn't go to the inside of the island on south side of the island on island,
Oh no.
and beached it at about 40 miles an hour.
Did it hurt?
He did not. Well, pride and pocketbook.
Somebody got hurt on the little point down here on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gary and I got stuck the first night of Muskie League in Mike Witt's boat on 4 Mile.
Well, somebody was wakeboarding or skiing
Yeah.
or
That's a
something.
different story.
One story at a time.
That's another thing, wakeboards, but we'll get on. Yeah.
What? So, well, you have a thing on Facebook that I always like to make butter comments on. So I think it's funny. You have a live Facebook post. When do you do that? What's it all about?
So in the summer, I do Scotty's Live every Friday
I
at
love it.
6:30 p.m.
I love it.
So Friday, 6:30 p.m.
and Sunday at 5:30, 6 o'clock, somewhere
Sunday,
in there.
5:30, 6 o'clock.
And
Live
Write it
Yep,
down. Write
Scotty's
it down.
Live.
on Facebook.
And it's Ray No, because in live, when you have the camera facing you, everything's backwards.
Yeah.
And so I have some great guys
Ray No.
down in below the border that are huge Scotty's fans.
You want to see it?
Chicagoland.
All right, there you go.
Bob and Dennis, and they actually, something shows up in the mail one day, and it is an on-the-air light-up sign that's over my head on every live now, and they sent it to me.
That's very cool.
And so when I was in Facebook jail and I had to do pre-recorded, when you're videotaping, it shows on the
Live.
air.
Okay.
It's fine. But for some reason on live, you're totally backwards. Same way with if you're on live in a car, it looks like you're driving on the wrong side,
Correct.
right?
It's weird.
It's weird.
That's why ambulance is written backwards.
Backwards so that you
know
can
when
see
they
it in
come
your
up
mirror.
behind you,
Yeah.
you read it.
Exactly. And so I do a live, and what it is I start out with a weather report, a 9-day forecast. People are like, how in the heck do you do that? Well, I take 4 different weather reports, I write them all out, and I average everything.
Oh.
Why
Back
not?
to math.
Where'd you learn that, averaging, Scotty?
Mr. Bartelt was my math teacher.
Mrs. Greisch was a very good math teacher in Port Washington.
And so then
And
we
she's
go
super
into
hot.
Easy.
then we go into a fishing report where we do a fishing report for the Three Lakes chain for all species. And then I'll do a little bit of what's going on, whatever, on Friday. And then on Sunday, we usually finish with a Get Bit series because I want everybody to get bit more.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I mean it in the best way.
Yeah.
I did not realize, because I've been fishing on my own since I was like 7. I take it for granted when people don't know how to set up a slip bobber.
Yeah.
People don't know what they mean by jig, or don't know how to tie mono
Yeah.
to or fluorocarbon to braid.
Great, yeah.
Or some idiot walks in and says underwater bait.
Yeah, underwater bait. Mike Witt said, I need
mentioning
underwater bait. This is a Mike
We're
Witt
losing-
commercial.
It is a
Losing-
Mike Witt.
He
we're
is a
losing
heck of a
listeners.
financial consultant, isn't he?
Well, we'll see. Easy these days.
I got a question. Quick question.
Tim, you go. What's up?
Somebody, are there Cisco on it?
Yes, there are, especially in this lake.
In Long Lake.
Cisco?
Long Lake Planting Ground, Big Lake.
What is that?
The chicken?
Cisco is an inland whitefish.
It tastes like chicken, Gary.
You ever
It's
catch
very
them?
greasy. No, but I have seen bait pods, and I've seen people catch
Bait
them.
pods of Cisco.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what, yeah, that's
Is
what I
Is that
heard.
native?
Yes.
Oh.
So Big Stone is a lake that has
That's where I grew up.
Cisco?
I was on Big
The
Stone.
deep
Big
water?
Fork has Cisco.
The deep water?
Deep water, they're deep
Yeah.
water.
Like
They're a whitefish.
like whitefish.
They're a
Yeah.
whitefish,
Yeah.
just like you'd find in
You gotta
Michigan.
jig 'em
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's
up and down.
when they're called a Cisco when they're inland,
How come not a lot of people catch them?
because nobody's fishing in deep water.
They go down
Yeah, I
to the bottom,
suppose.
right? Bottom of the lake.
Yeah, right. And there are people that do catch them, like fishing deep rock piles and very deep cribs on Big Stone. People catch them out there. I know lodge owners are like, yeah, they came in with Cisco's.
Do they taste good?
They're better smoked. Because they're an oily fish.
Yeah.
Oh.
Gary said that fish never smelled like fish till the girls started swimming in the lake.
Right.
That was Tim's dad.
Oh,
I'm off of Colonel Himes Road.
Yep.
I don't know where that is.
I do. I just
So
came from there.
I didn't know.
Did you get there?
I don't know why they named Colonel Himes Road right next to it. Then it stops and turns into Chicken in the Woods.
Right.
Was he a very scared soldier during World War I, or what is?
No,
there's no connection.
Colonel. So, I believe it was all Colonel Himes at one time, all the way until it turns to.
So he got
right.
yellow.
However, Chicken in the Woods took over that side because of the Chicken in the Woods chicken
Gotcha.
shack.
Yeah.
Colonel Himes was the colonel. So in the Civil War, they wanted to make a road up to Canada to recruit Canadians to come down and fight.
Jesus, remedies are we learning tonight?
Yes.
Wow.
He should have been a teacher.
And so originally I actually thought about that. And
Sales.
At 40 or 39, I might have been
Right.
like,
It's really a sales job.
it
for
is.
selling kids.
But then I tried to teach my mom how to use a smartphone, and I decided teaching was not for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you can intimidate kids. You can't intimidate your mom.
You're right. That's true.
Speaking of mom, if they called an ambulance a mom, they wouldn't have to change the letters.
Yeah, right.
Think about that.
That's a good one.
How come they didn't
That's
think
true.
of that? How come they didn't think of that?
Gary, do you have a joke of the day besides that? Right?
No, we gotta go get through a couple more questions here.
This is our favorite question.
Well,
Gary?
no,
Gary?
I got one before that.
Yeah.
Any new products, lures?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the new
Yes.
products.
First and
It's a plug. It's
foremost,
a plug for Scotty's Bait
Of
Tackle.
course.
smoked bourbon Gouda.
Oh my gosh.
Okay,
Yep.
where do I get it?
Yeah, it's Scotty's Bait and Tackle.
You got that in stock to become
I
tomorrow?
do. No, in the
Okay,
store I
then
should have it in
really
stock.
nice.
I'm out in a trailer. We sold out today.
Oh my gosh.
That's the number one.
No, my number one is the sweet Vidalia onion Colby made with real Vidalia onions.
You said
from
that's
Georgia.
awesome.
Oh my
You said
god!
it's awesome.
Oh, I love it. Every once in a while, you get a little chunk of
Oh yeah,
onion.
real
in there.
onion.
Oh.
I would
That's
like
because
It's
it.
in the name.
That's because they
I love
hand
it.
peel.
It's so good.
They literally hand peel the onions, mince it, put the juice and pulp into the vat of Colby cheese.
Oh my gosh.
It's not a preservative
It's
that
not-
tastes
it's
like
real-
Vidalia onion
no.
that they inject in there so it can be
It's
sold at
they
Walmart.
buy a pallet of Vidalias.
Wow.
Where do
I
they
love
make the
Vidalia
cheese
onions.
In Marion, my hometown.
Marion.
Yep, 6 miles south of town at the cheese
They
factory.
say when you cross a donkey and a Vidalia onion, you get a real sweet ass.
Ah,
Yeah.
Pizza ass make your eyes water.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, one last question. How would you like people to remember you in 3 Lakes? I don't know who wrote that. Tim, did you write that question?
Somebody did. No,
That's a great question.
Claude did.
I just want to be remembered as a nice person.
Yeah.
And great business.
Yeah.
helper.
I don't even care about business. I just want to be everybody's friend.
Somebody once said, Cecil Cooper once said, I just want to be remembered as somebody that you would want to be your friend.
He was my idol. I was a lefty. And I and I would stand in that outside sting and my little league coach would chew my ass because I was too fat. I was too slow.
Yeah.
So Cecil would be standing way out and then step in.
Yeah.
All you did was hit dingers.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's funny. My
Hit
dad-
dingers.
my dad
And I
took
also
me to
had one of the
games.
longest singles in the history of high school.
I always thought they were booing him when he was batting. They were saying "coop,"
Coop,
but I was always
Coop.
distraught as a kid. I'm like, shut up.
To this day,
My favorite
I
Cooper.
still idolized one of my best friends back in the day because his dad took him to the World Series when the Brewers lost it in
yeah.
82.
82.
Yeah.
Gorman Thomas screwed that up. We had so many
Starman
chances.
Gorman.
We had so many
Molitor.
chances.
Oh, yeah.
We
Oh,
had so many chances. I love that
Coop.
team. The 82.
yeah, Raleigh Fingers.
Listen, we got to thank our amazing guest today, Scottie Brandenburg from Scotty's Bait and Tackle. This is 19 pounds of pure love right here, kids. This is our sponsorship fee for the whole year. We cut it in thirds and we share it. It's awesome. We want to thank you so much. It was so fun. It was a hurricane. We had to go back. There was hail.
There was hail.
Yeah. God reached down from heaven.
But there was no way in hell he wasn't showing up.
Right.
No.
Exactly.
The weather's got him here.
Easy.
But if you're like driving around, well, how do you get to Three Lakes?
You know how you get to Three Lakes from my Milwaukee friends?
Yeah, Highway 45.
You go through Milwaukee, West Bend, Ozaki, Fond du Lac City is mighty pretty, Oshkosh and London, Clintonville and Tigerton. Antigo and Elko, the gas tank is on low, Monaco, Three Lakes, here we come alive on Highway
45.
45.
All right, you guys.
That's a
thank you.
Skip Wagner. That's a Skip Wagner.
That is Skip. Cheers, everybody. Thank you, Scotty. Very
Yeah,
much.
we want to thank our sponsors, Clayton's 1881 Room, and of course, none other than Better Bait for Better People, Scotty's Bait and Tackle, located in beautiful downtown Three Lakes.
All right.
I
Thank you, guys.
appreciate it,
Thanks.
guys. Thank you.
Thanks, Scotty, for coming out.
Get it.
All right.
Oh, we didn't record.